everybody
It's
now.
not all about him.
No, he didn't answer any
It's about the
question.
Great Reset.
But just see
I
what
know,
you're
but
writing
that's
here.
only- but I
You're
didn't write
writing.
this. I didn't write
But
this.
you said that you're giving it to people.
Because
And it's
Johnny
hurting
Fauci
me
was being
because I have people who
questioned
died in this
by
war.
two
No, I
Jesuit
understand that,
trained
but it's
attorney
not
generals.
about, we're talking about the reset. This is totally
People don't
something different.
understand.
No, but then why are you writing it here? It's completely
I didn't
nonsense.
write it.
Play
I didn't
the-
write
But
it.
you're giving it to people. So you're giving a false information to people.
Because the NFL
And you're an intelligent man. Your arguments are right.
always
But
the
what
people
they're
at the top
doing,
of the pyramid.
they're standing for something else. Come on, guys.
And
For
if
people
you
who
really
actually
do,
died
you
or
can
suffering
go
in the
and
country,
do
it's
the
wrong.
research and
I
find
know,
out who
I
these
understand.
people
I
were.
still
They
don't
were
know
the-
everything.
Why did you decide to stop and have a debate with these protesters over here?
Well, I think I was walking by. I mean, I wouldn't call it a protest. I think it's just a couple of people gathered together, and I mean, they gave me a paper to read, and I read it. And the description in front of Zelensky was something about, you know, that he's a puppet of NATO, and he started useless war, losing war, and I think. I went back to my hotel, I read it, and I came back because it really affected me. And I mean, I knew that my conversation with anyone wouldn't change anything, but I just wanted to talk to a person because it's a live person, it's a thinking person like you and me, right?
Absolutely.
Who are standing here with some beliefs, and I'm from Ukraine, and I had to evacuate my grandmom from Kiev, my uncle. He's in Kiev. I have my entire family who's still there, my best friends who are there, who are living right now in -5, -10 degrees without water, without heating, without electricity. And I think it just, you know, when you are in New York and everything seems so okay, so fine, and the war seems so far away. Well, even in Europe, the war seems so far away, but when you are there and you are seeing how just people being affected by that, there are so many civilians died, so many children are dead. So then I can't accept that you have grown-ups who are just playing into the idea of protest or trying to build some conspiracy theories when actually people are getting affected. And instead of just actually helping these people, they are pointing their fingers who is wrong and who is right. And it's painful. I never thought that I can just get into like a spat with someone like that, but I guess I just want to understand psychology behind people who are giving out the papers. And but what's interesting is that they didn't even know what's written there. So then they don't know anything about it. They don't know history of Ukraine. They don't know. They don't understand the war. And I feel that overall the danger of our generation right now is that there's so much information around, and we're trying to simplify everything by creating theories which will simplify the world. But the world is not simple. I think what's simple is that there is a victim who is being right now killed, murdered, raped, which is Ukraine. And our duty as citizens, especially, you know, in the US, which is a democratic country, is to protect democracy. Because if Ukraine doesn't stand, Europe doesn't stand. If Europe doesn't stand, well, we have the entire world which is just collapsing.
Obviously, there's a lot of history behind Russia attacking smaller nations like Ukraine, like
Georgia.
Poland, like Georgia. But I believe these protesters are part of like a group that believes Zelensky is just doing this for money, trying to get money out of all the European nations, trying to get money out of American taxpayers' pockets. And they believe he's a globalist, part of this globalist cabal that's trying to control the world. What do you think about? Yeah, what do you think about a part of the World Economic Forum and all that stuff? What do you think about all of that? And what do you think about just like not going by history, but going by conspiracy theories like that? Because that is what you were arguing. You were arguing history, but they were arguing conspiracies.
Yeah, but so I have a couple of friends who are working in anti-propaganda kind of like information center in Ukraine, and what they were discovering is incredible. That there are actually millions of dollars are being pumped in Europe, in US, in Middle East to create conspiracy theories. I mean, it sounds so mad, right? But the idea is, what is conspiracy theory? It puts under question any truth or so-called fact, right, according to them, that we know. Now, it's always more intriguing, it's always more mysterious, and it's always very, very simple. So it's simplified for a common man. Now, it's much more exciting to believe in that than in something which is slightly more complicated. I think it's fun during non-war time, and you can believe in COVID or not believe in COVID, you can believe in Mason or not Mason, you can believe that lizards are ruling the world or not, that's your choice. But I think when it comes down to life of people, at some point of time you just need to wake up and to understand what you're saying and why you're saying that. I think overall danger of a conspiracy theory is that it always puts fact, science under the question. And when you start questioning there, you can believe in anything. And you can say, oh, you know, everything is complicated. But sometimes the truth is the truth. And nowadays, when we are so overwhelmed with social media and information overall, we are losing the ability to think rationally, to do our research, to read books. Unfortunately, none of these people, they have any understanding of history, right? What they're standing for, which is like relationship between Russia and Ukraine. They didn't know about what was happening in 2014. So it just shows that unfortunately we are getting into this like trap of looking for fast food information which needs to satisfy our curiosity. And this is what they're doing. But now question is whether they're doing from their own will or it's again being sponsored for so many years. So it is tricky.
So obviously, despite this protest, this is a pretty small group. Most Americans do support Ukraine.
Yes, absolutely.
So do you feel like overall America and the Western world is supporting Ukraine the way it's supposed to?
See, I don't know what it's supposed to. I have never experienced war in my life. I thought that I wouldn't ever experience. When I was hearing stories of my grandmom about Second World War and about tanks in our village, imagine it was just a story, like from a memory. And every night when there would be like a truck passing on the road, I had like fear, just based on those stories. And suddenly that fear became true because Russians came into our village on the tanks. So I don't know how it's supposed to be, but I can say that I'm here right now. I was in Europe right now. I'm in America, and I feel support, and it's very, very important. Even when I talk to people and who just ask, "Oh, you're from Kiev, you know, how are you? How is your parents?" and they just know about the situation and they know how horrendous it is. It's important. It's important for each and every Ukrainian, and I think at this point of time we just need to concentrate on what's important, and what's important is just to stop the war and to help refugees, Ukrainian army as much as we can, because if we don't stop the evil, evil will spread. And we can't allow it to happen again, how it happened in 20th century so many times.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's me. Thinking is good, art is good, love is good, and that's and
it is so exciting that there are so many different ways that we are slowly enslaving you, when you do not even notice.